Okay, I've got a lot of content, so I'm going to try to speak slowly and skip over some of that content. So hi, I'm Nash Varghese, or some of my mates call me Nash. Back in 2002, when I first came to New Zealand to study film, my parents joined me shortly after, and my father and I decided to, actually my father set up a property management company called Profit Rental. Blah blah blah, I've done a few other things since then. And today I want to talk about the importance of innovation and entrepreneurship in small communities. This is really, really important to me. It's really dear to me because I believe that, you know, living in a country like New Zealand where minimum wages are constantly rising, it's not affordable to work for someone else because big companies are shrinking because of automation. And we can see this. This whole talk was inspired by this article I read in the Southern Times in April about Invercargill's empty shops, which is the most highest in a decade. And I can see it in real estate, owning a real estate company. You can't really see all that on the screen, but basically the arguments there was that online, retail is killing, is killing small business. Car parking, lack of car parking in Invercargill is causing an issue with people going to shops. These are all statements that are not true. Online is here to stay. Online retail is becoming so strong, companies like TradeMe are taking over. I'd like to talk about the way companies like Grameen, the Grameen Bank in Bangladesh, have innovated. This was started by this man who worked for the Bangladesh Bank and found that giving microloans to really poor people, helping them buy sewing machines, and buy little tools, helped the economy over the past 20 years. Grameen Bank has been, the model that they use for microfinance has been replicated in New Zealand as well, and many other countries in the Western world. I'd also like to talk about companies like Highly Flammable. A friend of mine in Dunedin, the Scarfy, who used to get drunk a lot, he just about went through his biology degree and was really excited about fire poise. So him and some of his friends set up this online casting company. It's been running for about 5-6 years now. They do these special shows all over the country. Extreme innovation to its rawest form. Companies like Chokul. Chokul is a Wellington-based company that decided that they were going to take on education. And what they basically did was make everyone a teacher. So if you had a certain skill in teaching people about Bitcoin mining or sewing, you could hold a class on Chokul. Chokul has now got a contract with UNICEF to take this model, this online model, to Africa. And this is a company based in Wellington. Story Park. This guy is based in Gore. His mother had this idea for tracking preschoolers and how they progress, through the education they receive in schools. And now that company is providing this service to 80 different countries and preschools all over the world. Vend, Jingdong's good friend Vaughan, he decided that he was sick of working for the man, so he got on his bike and biked from the tip of the South Island to the tip of the North Island, and just tried to find what really irks people. What are the problems that business has? And he found that the biggest problem that people have, retailers have, FPOS machines and the complications of connecting them to the databases of stock. So he came up with a system where you replace your entire FPOS machine with an iPad. Extremely cool things. Solar City was a company set up by an entrepreneur, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a South African student who went to America, and he's done great things. He started PayPal, which gave him $200 million, and then he went on to build Tesla, which is an electric car, and then he built SpaceX, which is trying to take man to Mars, and this newest company is called Solar City. What they do is they rent out solar panels. They take the power generated by solar panels on your roof and resell that power to the grid. very, very innovative idea. So you don't have to buy these $15,000 solar panels, you just rent them. Lumio is a company based in Wellington. These guys were part of the Occupy movement. When back in 2010, one of the guys who had decided that the man had screwed him off too much walked into a software company and said, "I've got this idea. It's I want to get young people who are part of these big demonstrations, give them a single voice and a single identity." So they came up with this idea called Lumio, which is being used all over the world. Before Lumio even launched as a full product, they had I think penetrated something like 40 countries in the world. It was used in Egypt and Syria during the uprisings there, so very cool. SLI Systems, Jeff Brash in Christchurch, one of our friends, good friends of Innov8 Invercargill. He and his friends set up this company on a whim. They wanted to build a search engine that you could just install onto your own website. It was purchased by GE in the States, and all these boys went over to the States, worked in a room probably a quarter the size of this. 3 boys just, they didn't see the light of day. They just worked really hard. GE decided to sell their business back to them. Now their company's worth $90 million. So what do all these people have in common is that they all come from quite small communities. They're all common people, but they're people who have gone out on a whim and tried something different. And this is what I want to urge a lot of people in Invercargill to do, is instead of working for someone, instead of working for the said man, why don't we take that step and try something different? All right, granted, you might be living, hand to mouth for 3 years, but that's a very small sacrifice you can make to make a difference in our community. Most of the people I've talked about today are exporting intelligence, which is what we should be doing in the Western world. We shouldn't be exporting raw materials, which costs a lot of money and increase our carbon footprint. We should be exporting services and intelligence, what we do best. So with that, I'd like to say, be part of Innov8 Invercargill, come to these things, but more importantly, go home, quit your day job, and try something different. Any questions?